Thank you, Ellen, and thank you, everyone. I really appreciate the valuable discussion, the presentations, and the feedback over the last 2 days. Just putting into context where we've come from at the start of yesterday's session. We all recognize the importance of fishing operations continuing safely and with the right information and tools to do so. We heard that also part of this context is the temporary suspension of observers, and made even more important because their livelihoods are involved, and also the safety of observers. Cannot underline enough just how important it is that we address those two issues. So you've heard about the study and that there is follow-up work to the recommendations that have come out of that study, and their safety, of course, includes that they are safe from COVID. We also heard about the operational issues, such as the concern on practicality of how repairs can be undertaken and how we implement crew changes at sea for preseiners and longliners, noting the port closures. So that was the context we had to start off the meeting yesterday. We had two objectives. One was to raise awareness amongst all relevant stakeholders, and the second was to receive back your feedback on the overarching regional guidelines protocols. And I think we've hit both of those targets. We've gone through the protocols in raising awareness, specifically the annexes and the appendices, and really valuable support from our partner SPC, the P&A office, and also from MREG Pacific and from DFAT. We are keen to continue to raise awareness about these protocols and the importance of having national protocols at national level tailored to your own situation and capabilities. So as you've heard from our Director of Fisheries Operations, we will be receiving requests from you, those countries that would like to have a national specific workshop, such as the one we just had now, but at regional level. You know, in the feedback that we saw from the survey, we recognized that out of the 10 countries that responded, 30% were keen to have the national workshops, and that does not deter us. Anyone who sat in the last 2 days will recognize just how valuable this information is, and that's one of the key points that has already been highlighted in this workshop, is just the importance of sharing information and that it continues to evolve. So in terms of the feedback that we've received, again, the recognition of importance of having the national protocols in place, and it'll assist with the types of questions that have been asked. Can vessels be denied entry and so forth? So it'll provide that useful guidance to officials involved in this work in our fisheries sector. We've heard about the recognition of importance of having national vaccine policies, and that vaccines are just one tool, and this tool continues to evolve, and so we'll need to stay close with our health authorities and SPC and keep our own responses at national level or the regional protocols as relevant as possible. The testing protocols was highlighted by P&A Office as one that could be used to review the regional protocols, and we'd heard yesterday from SPC that this has already been developed by the joint management team, so that's a task that can get underway swiftly. Cannot underline enough the importance of involving all stakeholders in this conversation, whether it's to develop fishery-specific protocols, whether it's to review these protocols, just how important it is that we share widely the information with all relevant stakeholders to make it as useful as possible for our target audience, which are the people on board vessels or those that will interact with vessels. So bringing together, as we have at this session, bringing together at national level, our health authorities, industry, immigration, customs, fisheries, police, anyone that is required to make this successful. With the sharing of information, there's a number of fronts on which it can be done that's been highlighted through this workshop. And it's sharing information from these types of forums, a regional workshop or the national workshops. It is also sharing data that each of us receive. it has been so useful, and we are grateful to the P&E office for their presentation on the types of responses and technological tools that they've used to respond to COVID and to assist the P&E membership. And we're keen to ensure that from FFA, we are not duplicating this type of work, but that we serve together our members and how we streamline this assistance. So we welcome that collaboration. P&E office have also raised the possibility of use of the protocols, their incorporation into the MTCs. And for those of you that are not in the fisheries space, this is the harmonized minimum terms and conditions for access into our waters. So basically setting a minimum benchmark or standard that must be complied with before a vessel is licensed to fish in our waters. And that has been a valuable tool for us. What we'd want to be sure of is that we have understood correctly what are those common terms amongst the membership, and that it is indeed implemented and that it continues to be realistic. As we heard in the sessions today, there were some practicality or issues raised with some of the procedures. So that's another aspect that will be reviewed by the team. Translation of the SPC posters, the highlighting of the electronic monitoring as a key tool for the region while we assess how we do better with our observers, also aspects that have been raised. We did hear that 50% of members use the protocols to develop their SOE protocols, and we are heartened by that. And we will continue to work closely with members to ensure that it is a valuable resource for you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to the partnership with the steering committee, and also to all of you on this call. Thank you for your time, and let's continue to work together to serve our people in the best way that we can from our fisheries perspectives. Thank you. I also want to sincerely thank our Director of Fisheries Operations and the team for all of the hard work and the preparation from the Secretariat for the session. Thank you and God bless.